Hi guys, hope you're all well. Today we're going to do some do a project with this Black Faux Stone that we made the other day. I'm not too sure when you'll see this video, guys, because I've got a bit of a busy week, so it may be a couple of days after I've posted the how we made the block, but hopefully not too long after. So I thought what we do is make a set. So I'm going to make a nice round pendant. So you're going to need a round cutter. I'm going to make some circles, buttons to use as earrings, and we're also going to make a cuff. And I'll just do the earrings and the bracelet first. I actually have got some cuff molds. You've probably seen them, but you could use a large circle cutter and, you know, form it on your desk and then wrap it around your cutter and bake it on your metal cutters. And I'm just going to use me poacher and a couple of these are those bath bomb doodahs. I forgot what they're called. Bath bomb molds, and I'm just going to dome my earrings on the molds. There won't be much of a dome on them, but you know, enough just for a little bit of effect. So here's our block, and I could probably stretch this out to make the whole thing, but I think what I'll do is do two thin-ish slices and put them together, and then I might have it so that the black band is running through the middle. I think that might look quite interesting. So I'm just going to cut myself off a couple of slices. Again, not too thick, guys. I'm probably doing a good 1/4 of an inch slice, because I know we're going to lose some of that when we've burnished. Or you could pop it through your pasta machine. It's entirely up to you. Once I've got these pieces together, I might just do that myself. My pieces aren't exactly the same thickness. I've gone a bit thinner on one, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to squitch that down with my finger, guys, so that white join, that translucent joins to the translucent. Oh, and if you're watching this and you haven't seen how I made this, I'll leave a little card up here for you so you can go and have a look. I think I'll just use my lolly sticks, guys, because I don't want it to distort too much through the pasta machine. So I'm just going to do 3 lolly stick thick, which isn't too bad. It's probably maybe the 2 on your pasta machine doubled, if that makes sense. I don't know what it is in millimeters. So I'm just going to roll this out this way, and then I will distort it a bit, guys, once I've got it rolled. So that's that thickness. Might be a bit too thick, but by the time I've burnished it and manipulated it, that'll probably change. So I'm just going to gently manipulate this, guys. I'm just being mindful that I don't pull that gap apart, just to give it a bit of something, you know, so it doesn't look too too uniform, too structured. We want it to look just a bit off, a bit more natural looking. I think that will be okay. Right, I'll just get a piece of paper and burnish. In fact, I might make this just a little bit thinner. I do prefer my pendants on the thicker side, but it's going to be quite a large one, this, guys, so I will just roll it a little bit thinner, because I want to make sure that I get a nice dome on it. There. And I'll just give it another burnish. I know I've rolled it, but I'm a bit pedantic, aren't I, about burnishing. There should be plenty here to make our earrings with as well. That's a nice piece there. Nice bit of gold on both sides with the band through the middle. What do I want? I was going to use some, I'll use my fingers to mould it. Right, I'm going to cut my pendant out there. Just give it a wiggle to try and get that thing away there, you know where this is. And then with a bit of luck with the earrings, I can just catch a bit of everything in. You know, gold, black and translucent. So, just a little bit more black, I think. So I'm going to do one there. And I'm going to do one here. Is that okay on that edge? Oh, I might just... There, there. I think I'm just missing that edge with this. So I may have to just bring it over. Oh, I'll do it and see what happens. Oh, just nipped it, so that'll be fine, guys. Once it's been sanded, we'll never know. We'll never know. So let's get this scrap out the way. I don't want paper, do I? I want moulds. I've lost my blade. There it is. Let's get this picked up first. I'm just going to get those crumbs off the edges. Like so. That looks okay. The surface is pretty nice. I might have to do a bit of sanding on the back because I'd forgotten to burnish that, and I don't want to squash my circle anymore. So we're going to pop this on here. Let's get it central. Just using my hand. Let's pop it down. Give the edges a smooth. Oh. And there we go. So that's our pendant, ready for baking. We've got our little button earrings. In fact, I think I might just roll these out a teensy bit thinner, guys. They're just a little bit on the thick side. Just make them a little bit thinner. Not much, just a little bit. Just use my not going to worry about them too much. I can get them with the sander. I just want to get a bit of a curve on them. Oh, they're really fiddly to pick up these. There we go. One button. Just cleaning that edge up with my fingernail, guys. There's just a couple of little crumbs I can see. Just want to make sure I've got rid of them. Okay, so we'll pop these in the oven. Oh, we'll pop these in the oven. And then we'll move on to making the bracelet or bangle or whatever you want to call it. Right guys, I'll just go and pop these in the oven. I'll be back in a sec. Okay guys, I've just got my cuff blank out, and with these ones, now I get these from PC UK Tools, and you get the template so they can use that to get your shape and the cuff, and I do believe Tiny Pandora does them. There may be other suppliers throughout Europe, guys, I'm not 100% sure, but you can just use a metal cutter, you know, as long as, you know, this one's probably about the right size to do it. You know, if you just measure around your wrist and mark it off on your cutter, you'll be fine. People do them around Pringle tubes and, you know, small coffee jars and things, don't they? I know I've got these, so I'm going to use them. Right, now, my template is a little bit too wide for this. The block is a little bit too wide for the template. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to cut 2 decent chunks off, put them side by side, manipulate it a little bit, and then use my template to cut my shape. And with these, I don't know if you've done it yourselves, but you've got to have a certain thickness with these cuffs, or they warm up and fall off because there's not enough stiffness in the clay. So I am going to do it quite thick, I think. Of course you could use a backing clay, but with this having a lot of translucent in, I didn't want to do that. So I'm just going to put these 2 pieces together. Let's do these ends, match it up the best I can, and I'm just giving it a squidge and just a little blend with my fingers to get that joint to join, and I'll just flip it and do the same on this side. And I do want to distort it a little bit so it's not all perfect. I've just got to remember that my ends have got to join up. Right, let's put that. I'll just get that translucent to smooch through. Going to give this a roll to get it going. And then I'll use my lolly sticks to guide it. Let's just pick it up. Prefer that side, I think, for the main part of the bangle. think I'll do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, just grabbing a couple more, guys. I've run short. There, so I'm going to do it 4 lolly sticks thick. Oh, if I can pick them up. So 4 lolly sticks thick. Roller. Oh, we've got escapage. They keep running away from me. It's that end bit there. There we go. That should do. Now let's have a see. I know I need, I've put a little mark on my, I know I need about that much. So I'm just gonna pick this up and just give it a little stretch. And that should do it, guys. It's just, there we go. That should be plenty. I'm just going to burnish that now, guys. And I know I've got a really nice surface. Where's my sponge gone? Oh, there it is. Just got my little sponge out. I'm just going to roll this edge to smooth it out a bit. In fact, I use my fingers. Yeah, this probably will take a bit of sanding for it to get something like, guys. Just try and get it as smooth as you can. I just like to round that corner off so it doesn't look as sharp. And the same on this one. Just round it off with your fingers. Seem to have a bit of a dimple there. I'll just give it a little roll on my desk. That's better. Now I just have to tidy this. Where's my craft knife? Tidy this end. And I'm just going to follow the cuff around with my blade. Like so. Soften that edge off again. This side is just a little bit short. I'm just going to use my sponge to try and get some semblance of smoothness around it. Now I am putting a little bit of a dimple in it with the sponge, but it just helps to get those edges something like if I was using the sponge the right way around. Just so it rounds these edges off, and I've got a bit of hangover on this side now where I've pushed it, so I'll just give it a trim. That'll do. I am going to give it a rub over with a bit of alcohol, guys, because I've picked up a fair bit of yuck on that. So this is just a bit of alcohol. I'm just going to spray some on a wipe and just give it a wipe over. Helps to smooth the surface out a little bit as well. Not to mention get the cat fluff off. Oh, there's a bit of fluff there. There, that's quite smooth now. The alcohol does help with smoothing things off a little. If you've just got a little divot, that looks nice and clean now. Let's make sure that ends. Okay, there we go, guys. So there's my bangle ready to go in the oven. I will wait till my other stuff's come out, obviously, because I don't use a very big tray to bake on. I don't like overcrowding the oven. So I'll put this to one side, ready for baking. And I'll see you when the other stuff's cooked. See you in a minute. Hi guys, all out the oven. There's the cuff. Now obviously I haven't sanded them, but it's kind of cool. And tweaking my oven a little bit has definitely helped with the translucent not going beigey. So there's the pendant, and there's the little earring buttons. And you can, I think you can make out some of the translucency if I just hold it up near my ring light. Obviously it's not as translucent on the bracelet, but you still see some trying to get it in shot, you can still see some translucency through it. Yeah, these need well, these aren't too bad. I just need to give them a bit of a sand. This bad boy has got quite a few sharp edges, so I need to give it a really good sand back. So I'll do them all and I shall be back shortly. Oopsie, I forgot to put something on the back of this to hold the cord with. So I'm just going to do it now, guys. I was just sanding the bangle and I went to pick this up and then realised what I'd done. So I'm just going to use a little bit of scrap that we've got here. Where's my roller? Just going to roll it out. Do you know, Doris jumped up and I am absolutely covered in cat fluff. That cat will be the death of me. So I'm just giving this a little roll, guys, and I'm not going to do anything uber fantastic. I'm just going to cut a little rectangle. Oh, got a little tear in that bit, and I'll just do this. I meant to show you this the other day actually. Now where's my little, I've lost my little rod. My desk is such a mess that I don't know what's going on. What I've been doing is, just let me sort that little tear out. What I've been doing is making a tube instead, like this. And then baking the tube and then sanding this rough edge back and sticking that on. But because I'd totally forgotten, I'm not going to do that now. I'm just gonna make that a little bit thinner. Sorry guys, I've been a bit doodah, aren't I? I'm just going to pinch that end a little bit, and I'm just going to God, more cat fluff. I am so going to kill that cat. I'm just squishing this end a little bit. I'll just grab some bakeable clay. It's not had the best shake up, guys, but because I'd forgot to do it, I don't want to be here all day. Yeah, so I've just put a bit of liquid clay. My brain today, honestly, it's brain fart central. I think I'll have the lines running across like that. So I'm going to put this on the back here. And I promised myself I would try and make things a bit neater, but it is what it is today, guys. So I've just got that to hold my bale. I'll pop this in the oven, guys, and I won't show you. I'll just come back when everything's been sanded. See you in a minute. Hi guys, it's the day after for me. And I will apologise now if the video was a bit quiet at the beginning. I forgot to plug my microphone in. Brain fart again. Right, so here's the bits. Here's the bangle. Looks really cute. Nice big chunky one. And here's the pendant. Bit of fluff on it. I've given it a really good polish. And I've just, there's the backing. I haven't prepped a proper card for it yet, but I am going to put it on this black card because I think it's just a nice size for it. So there's that. And I'm just going to put these buttons, I've already done the hole, I'm just going to pop these on ear wires. Let me make sure I'm doing this the right way around. They're just those little hoop ear wires that I like, so you can actually, you know, if you make a few buttons with holes in, you can interchange them. So, you know, you just pop that in the back when it's in your ear, and you have these little buttons that sit on an ear wire, and I think they just look kind of cute, and you could swap them over really easy, so you could have, you know, matching sets but only have one ear wire, if that's what you so wish to do. Let's pop this one on. So there's the earrings. On the ear wire, and they'll look really pretty with the pendant, and of course we've got the chunky cuff as well. And then with these scraps, as you know, I don't like leaving anything left over, so with just the bits of scraps that were left when I cut all these out, made this stone. These haven't had a real good buff or sand yet, guys, but and these, that one's quite interesting, looks a bit like sandstone. This one, the black, went really thin, so it almost looks brown with the cream and gold underneath it. And then this was just a couple of chunks that I put together. It's not brilliant but it's not wasted, and just a little bead that can go with something if I so wish, like maybe that. So yeah, there we go, guys. I hope you got a bit of inspiration from that. I'll just bring these other bits in that I did the other day, and the other pendant, which is behind me, which I did give a good polish and buff and mounted on a pendant. So and I've still got a reasonable lump left that I could maybe make a big square one out of these, and maybe have a few scraps left over to make some square buttons that I can dangle on ear wires as well. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. So there's quite a few colour variations and little tweaks between the, I think is it 3 stones I've done now, 3 banded stones. So you know, you've got a bit of play with different colours and different banding types. So yeah, have a go. Don't forget to come and join my group if you haven't, and you can share what you've made, if anything, in there as well. And I'll see you all soon. Bye.